Everyone, very good morning. Shall we begin? Today's topic is the research activity unity plan that is continued with the last one. That is the first part. These are the various activity plans that we have discussed of the first part. So subject is language, art and the health. The theme is foods. Timeline is 3 weeks to 1 hour per day. Grade is 3. The first stage is planning. Planning includes the established topic. This is for the 30 minutes and the strategies followed is brainstorm list of the foods, brainstorm and the categorize food resource questions focusing on where it comes from, how it is prepared, how it is stored and delivered, and how it will take to establish the topic, to review the topic, to make the established topic brainstorm with a list of the goods and the services, whatever the tool that is available in this one. That is establish a topic. This takes around 20 to 30 minutes. Then provide the sample of the soya beans, rice, wheat, etc. for added student awareness. Then next is identify the available sources. What are the various available sources by which we can identify the things, identify the material that includes the brainstorming, that includes the information sources, that includes the sources by which we can select, study and locate at least 2 things, 2 material. Then identify the audience and the presentation format. What are the various presentation formats? What are the various posters review, mobile illustrations, report review, diagram review. That is used for the 30 minutes, that is used for 30 minutes, and also establish the evaluation criteria that includes, that is used for the 20 minutes, and that is used for the brainstorming and list by priority the information or evaluation criteria. So whatever the collection, whatever the procedure that we followed up, so that is used to review the process, that is used to make the arrangements of the process. So that is review the research plan with the students to identify the important steps in planning. Check each student's score list. Each and every student's score list will be added up. And the titles of the students' learning resources identifying above were provided through the courtesy of the Ellen Bakery and Duncan Anderson, that is the Red Deer School District 104, and this listing is not to be the constituted as an explicit or the implicit departmental approval for use. So whatever the titles we have provided, whatever the services we have provided, that is used to assess the local jurisdiction to identify resources that contains potentially useful ideas for the teachers. And whatever the responsibility, whatever the criteria that is taken out, that is used to evaluate these resources prior to selection list with the local jurisdiction according to the local policy. Whatever the local policy that is used, whatever the jurisdiction that is used, that listing is constructed as the explicit or the implicit departmental wise scenario that contains potentially useful ideas for teachers. Next is sample research activity plan. That is also continued further. So stage 2 is information retrieval. First is locate resources, that is also used for 20 minutes. Now next stage is the information retrieval. That includes locate resources. This is also used for 20 minutes. What are the various strategies that is followed up? Review the use of tables of content and text, then resources, teacher in, that includes the AV equipment for demonstration. Then collect resources, that is also used for 20 minutes. Instruct the students how to load the preview, how to care for film strips, how to use the VCR, how to use the audio cassette recorders. That's the collect resources. Then C is review process. That includes review what has learned about locating information, elicit suggestions for different resources, mark preliminary list of the resources for each student to ensure adequate resources. What are the various adequate resources? Sufficient resources that is used to collect the resources, to make the resources, to load the preview or the audio cassette recorders. The next is information processing. Choose the relevant information. It also takes 20 minutes. As per this example, this is review note making by modeling how to select by using the CAD, computer aided designing, or the system analysis. Either use brainstorming, either use projection, either use the PERT or the CPM charts. Then evaluate information. This takes around 3 hours. Look, there's a huge difference between the 20 minutes and the 3 hours because That is we have to choose only the relevant information. In this we have to evaluate what are the various material, what are the various information that is occupied. That include distribute note making sheets and have students begin to gather the information. Then organize and record information. This also takes 1 hour. Assess the students individually as needed. Then make the connections and the inferences. This also takes 1 hour. What are the various target individuals who need special help or the extensions? That either includes the individual and the small group work. Then create product. Also takes 1 hour. The students draft the presentation format. Then review and the edit. 1 to 2 hours. Review editing skills. Focus on the content. Students provide answer to all these 3 questions. Students prepare the final draft. It also takes 1 to 2 hours. Then evaluate the written product. Yes, a written product means a finished product that is after each, that comes after each and every stage of the SDLC, System Development Lifecycle, or the Software Development Lifecycle. Then review process, review what was learned and discuss transferability. The next is sample research activity unity plan. Stage 4 is information sharing. First is present the findings. Then the next part is information sharing, stage 4. First is present the finding. It takes around 10 minutes, 20 minutes per day, 4 to 5 days. Strategies are review presenter and the audience skills. Students practice presentation with a buddy. And students also present the information 3 or 4 per day. Then focus on the positive comments and the questions. Teacher evaluates the material. Then demonstrates the appropriate audience behavior, either reported in the student form, either used for the library, arranged for the table for demonstration, either arranged for overhead projectors. Then demonstrates the appropriate audience behavior. First is the review process. This is for the 20 minutes. Then that includes review skills and strategy for presenting and discuss their further applications. So that should be used in the written form, that should be responded in the written form. So stage number 4 is information sharing. Then stage number 5 is evaluation. First is evaluate the product, 50 minutes. Evaluate the research procedures and the skills. That also takes throughout the assignment. Then review steps in the research. Revise the checklist and evaluation criteria used for the project. Then review process, that is elicit what was learned during the research activity, how we can focus on the skills and the strategies, both social and the research, how we discuss how these skills and strategies will transfer, will use, how it is used to review the process. So stage number 5 is evaluation for the evaluate product, evaluate the research procedures and the skills, then review process. These are the 5 stages for this simple, we can say simple example. Because this is only used for the theme, foods, subject is language, arts and the health. This takes 3 hours and 1 hour per day, grade is 3. So it is not high level grade, 5 grade, but it is the average grade 3. These are the stages. Now, from the teacher point of view, what are the various resources that is used? So first of all, collect these videos or lectures other than the resource learning resources for stage 3 so that it will help in the stage 3 information processing. Then Harriet magic heads, pasta maker, soya beans, fanta beans, bread, what was it before it was bread, and what was it before it is ice cream, and a loaf of bread, peanuts, and the rice farmer. So whatever the procedures, whatever the hints that is used for the pasta maker, that is used for the soya beans, bread, these are the foods name, that includes the video, that includes the learning resources. Then collect the print resources on the card for future for the student use. Whatever the student use, that will be carried out. So that makes resources, that collect resources, that is used for the student use. The next is sample research activity plan. First is information retrieval, locate resources, 20 minutes. Review use of the table of the content index. Then collect resources, also 20 minutes. Instruct the students how to load the preview. Care for film strips. Use the VCRs, audio cassette recorders. In review process, review what was learned about the locating information. What are the various suggestions for different resources? Mark the investigation list of the resources for each student to ensure adequate resources. Then information processing. Then information sharing. At last, there is an evaluation. So what about more directed help for my students? So when a teacher develops a research activity that includes all stages, so students are often asked to provide a plan for their research. Now, what is the content of that plan for that research? First is require the student to summarize major procedure that he or she will follow in researching a topic. So what are the various procedures, what are the various feedback forms that he or she will follow in ascending or researching a topic. Second is contains those elements that are determined by the teacher or a teacher librarian. What should be the teacher content, what should be the librarian content that includes the procedures in researching a topic. Then next is contains those elements that are determined by the teacher or the teacher librarian. Then provides the provide the reference points to guide the student research. Reference point means a key point that is used to give or guide the student's research. Then serves as a checklist for the teacher librarian to ensure that it is appropriate and ensure that the student had a good chance of succeeding. Good chance of taking the review point, taking the student point, taking the information. Then gives a focus for self-evaluation procedures. What are the various self-evaluation procedures? How we can take the procedure, how we can take the, or how we can focus on the self-evaluation. Next is this plan also includes such information as student's name and grade, study theme, topic or thesis statement, subtopic for research, resource needed, information for the plan. Yes, what are the various students' name and the grade, what are the various study themes, what are the various topic or the thesis statement, subtopic for the research, resource needs, subject headings, cross-reference for search, and the final presentation format and material equipment that is needed. The next is intended audience. Example includes the teachers, individual students, various groups in a class or school, individual or the group outside the class. Then evaluation criteria for the process and the content. Then timelines, approvals through conferencing with teacher or the teacher librarian. And the following sample student research